guys are a good-looking crowd. This is amazing. I love the colors, so I'm really impressed with you guys. And I'm so excited to be here today with you guys for a couple reasons. One of them being that tomorrow is April 27th. And for me, April 27th is a significant day. 3 years ago, April 27th, 2012, I logged onto Facebook and sent a friend request to a complete stranger and sent him a message and told him I wanted to sign up as a coach. And I signed up as a coach on April 27th, and I was totally scared. I had so many concerns, so many fears. It was a decision that I had been thinking about for months. I had actually ordered Shakeology as a customer. I was a customer lead for somebody and never heard from them. And I knew that this is something that I wanted to do, but I had so many fears about my past, my history, and self-doubt. And I'll be honest, I did not want to be the shake lady. I didn't want people to think of me and see my number come up on the caller ID and run and hide. I had a lot of fears about network marketing. I'm from a small town in Idaho, Idaho Falls. Anybody from Idaho Falls? No, I didn't think so. And it's a small town, and there's a big network marketing company that's based in Idaho Falls, that started in Idaho Falls. So I thought, I'm gonna adjust this a little there. I didn't want to be one of them, you know, because I really didn't have a good experience with how they were building their business, and so I didn't like it. I didn't like network marketing. And I decided if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it my way, you know, and I'm not gonna be that person, and I'm not gonna have a home party, because I was so sick of being invited to home parties. I thought, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna build this on social media. But here's the thing, I had no clue about social media. I had the entire year before had made one Facebook post when my daughter was born. So I had no clue how it worked. I had less than 200 friends on Facebook. If I got on Facebook, it was to delete people, because I'm like, yeah, we're not really friends. You know, I don't want you to see anything that I post, even though I don't post, you know. I just had so many fears about making a post on social media, and I really had no idea about anything. So I was willing to learn. And so this presentation and what I'm going to share with you guys today is what I have done. This is what has worked for me. And you know, I loved what Trina said, that there's 100 ways to skin a cat. You're going to find what works for you. And I encourage my coaches to look at this and, you know, look at what I share with them and make it their own. You know, find a way that it resonates with them. I think that will work for me. But this is truly just what I've done. And you may find some social media expert that will say, that's not smart or whatever, but I feel Beachbody is different. I feel Beachbody is a unique thing. So, first thing first that I'm gonna tell you, if you're gonna build your Beachbody business on social media, is you need to have a public account. Really basic, I know, but that's the first thing and number one thing to start with. I am surprised how many people think that they can turn off the lights on their business. You know, say you had a storefront, envision that, and you turn off the lights and you board up the windows and you hide it behind a mountain, and then you're like, how come I'm not growing? How come I'm not meeting anybody? And it's because you're hiding and you're keeping it private. And I understand that there's fears here, because I had them. You know, I had an abusive boyfriend in college that I did not want to find me. You know, guy is psychotic. So I didn't want him to find me. So you can block. You can block people. They don't get a notification. They don't get a reminder that, oh, this person blocked you. They don't know. It just looks like you don't have a Facebook account, okay? So you can block anybody that you don't want to find your account. You can go through and delete photos if you have, you know, family photos that for some reason you don't want everybody to see. I created a private blog for my family, where I could keep in touch with grandma and grandpa that way and keep in touch. But this is your business tool, and you just have to know if you want to build your business on social media, you need to have a public account. The other concern that I've run into is with military or police, people who are concerned for safety reasons. It's a family issue. Definitely pray about it. Decide with your family. One thing that I have seen some coaches do is that they've used an alias last name or an alias first name. So, for example, Brittany Leggett is not her real last name. Her husband's in the military, and it's for safety reasons. She just doesn't use her real last name on social media. Barbie Decker, her real name is not Barbie, and because she's a teacher, and she didn't want her students finding her social media account at the time when she started. So there are options, but I'll tell you that I do feel that, in my personal opinion, is a kiss of death if you're going to keep a private account. Second thing I want you to do, so I'm going through 10 things to build this business. Some of them are really simple, and other things you're going to have to kind of chew on a little bit. Second thing is I want you to be aware of your Facebook profile photo, okay? I do not want to see a picture of your kid as your profile photo. We love kids, we love pets and animals, but that is not who you are. If you're gonna build on social media, you are your brand. I wanna see your face because that is what I connect with. Group shots where I don't know which one you are, don't do that, okay? You can't have a picture of the bag of Shakeology or anything Beachbody. If Beachbody made an image, don't use it, okay? That's for them. I'm just gonna tell you, make everything your own and use a picture of you that's a well-lit photo of you. I'm from the West Coast, and over there's Sears, and you can go there and they send you mailers, and you can go get a free sitting and get a headshot if you wanted to for free, and get a professional photo. So it's not hard, or share your transformation photo if you would like. The third thing that I want you guys to do, and this is what I did when I started and knew I wanted to build my business on social media, is I made a list of names. When growing up, I was not the life of the crowd. I was not Miss Popular. I was very much in my own little world, doing my own thing. And I didn't know a lot of people. And in Idaho Falls, there's about 60, 70,000. So it's not like not too small, not too big. But there was a top 10 coach, some of you guys might know him, Scotty Hobbs, who had already, I felt, invited the entire city to be a Beachbody coach. So I'm like, everybody already knows about this. I've got to find new people, or I have to find a way where people will connect with me and want to join my business. So I started off with making just a list of names. Now, even if you're on Facebook, you're building this on Facebook, and you have your list of friends, that's not enough. I want you to literally either write it down on a piece of paper or use a Google spreadsheet. It doesn't really matter, but you just need to write your names down elsewhere. Not just you're looking at your friend list and being like, oh, I have 500 people on here that I can talk to. The reality is some of those are probably Beachbody coaches or people that you are never going to talk to you about this. So I want you to make a list of names. For me, at the beginning, it was just in a composition book. Really don't overthink this. I just wrote down every single person I could think of, and now I use a Google spreadsheet and I do it online. But whatever works for you and whatever you're going to be consistent with, I just want you to write a list of names. And with this, what you're doing is, for me, I just engaged with people and would send them a conversation, or try to engage in a conversation with them, and send them a message, or like and comment on their post. And I would mark when I was starting to do that. And so I had to really work on strengthening new relationships and talking to new people. And I would check that off on my list. When I had it written down, I'd just put a little dot next to it. And then when I actually invited them, I'd do one check mark. And then if they joined my business or my challenge group, I crossed out their name because they're on. But every day with your list of names, the idea for me, when we talk about the invite vital behavior, to me that means that every day I'm adding someone to my list, and every day I'm getting someone off of that list, okay? And that kind of leads to my point number 4, is that you need to engage with new people daily. Reach out to people and just like and comment on their posts. I mean, I really feel that we overcomplicate this business so many times, and it just comes down to you just need to talk to people, and just engage with them, but keep this on that human level, that you're dealing with people, and you're dealing with people who have a history and have a story, and this is a scary thing for people to talk to you about their health and their fitness. Like, we lie on our driver's license. Like, what makes me think that someone's gonna talk to us about something so personal, right? They will if you treat them like an individual, I don't use scripts. I don't believe in scripts either, because it's just not natural. Like, I could always tell if someone was using a script on me, and I immediately felt that they were trying to use me, or they didn't really care about me. They didn't even care enough about me to write out a sentence for me, and that's how I felt. And I think that's how others feel too. So take the time, and I love how Trina broke that down on how you can engage with people and invite them. But I will tell you with this, don't overthink it, because I feel that you can give the worst presentation to the right person, and they're gonna get it. And you can give the best presentation to the wrong person, and they're never gonna join. It's just timing, and there's so much that go on behind that. But if you focus on the relationships and focus on engaging with people and treating them the way that you would want to be treated, being that friend first, you're not gonna have to worry about it, and you're gonna meet new people. The 5th thing for you that I want you guys to do on social media is kind of a 2-part thing. I want you to identify your brand, and I want you to identify your target audience. As far as identifying your brand, this is what sets you apart, and this is where you get to be really secure in who you are, okay? I have no desire to open a fitness business, gym, as Trina's experience has been. I have no desire to stand on stage and lead a fitness class, and I'm just not the person who does bikini competitions or really has a desire to have a 6-pack. Like, for me, health and fitness is different, and why I do it. My brand is that stay-at-home moms who have kind of lost themselves and their identity in what they're doing, and they want to do something because they know that their family deserves the best that they can give. And so I focus on the things that make me different. I'm very conservative. I grew up very religious. I have a strong faith. I have a history of depression. I have a history where I don't have a business background. I don't have a college degree. Those things are what sets me apart, right? The things that make us the same, we all do challenge groups. We all have fitness programs to offer people. We all can offer them Shakeology. And so many times I see coaches who lead with what we all offer. Does that make sense? You post on Facebook and do this thing that, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach and I'm running a fitness challenge group. Message me if you're interested. And then it falls flat. And that's because you're leading with everything that's the same. Lead with what makes you different. Lead with your story, and that's your brand. And the thing is that if you do that and you identify who your target audience is, you're gonna meet the people that you want to work with. Now, when I write a Facebook post, I have in my mind who my target audience is. Who am I writing this for? Specifically, I'm thinking of, what is this person's daily life like? What struggles do they have? What concerns do they have? What is their background? What do they look like? Are they married? Do they have kids? What struggles does this person have? And what can I say to support that person in moving forward? Okay? That is my target audience. And the funny thing is with all of this is that I have totally built my business through social media, and yet everybody's like me. Like on my team, they connect with me, and they're people that I know how to work with them because they're like me. And that's what you kind of want. Like, that helps because it just makes it easier for you. You still have people who will connect with you who are different, but there's a commonality there because that's what drew them to you. It's attraction marketing, and that's what it's all about. So I want you to have someone specific in your mind as you're crafting your Facebook post, social media post, and I want you to lead with your brand. Lead with what makes you different, why they should listen to you and not somebody else, okay? Part of what's gonna help you, and this is the 6th point, is that I want you guys to craft your story. Now, crafting your story is identifying what was your life like before Beachbody? What struggles did you have, okay? And what did you not like about that, And then how did Beachbody come into the story? How did Beachbody help you? And now what's different? What does your future look like? Where are you going from here? Okay, those 4 things. Your background, what you didn't like about your background, how Beachbody came into the story, and where you're gonna go from here. That is your story. And for everybody, it looks different. For me, I was an overweight mom. I was struggling to make ends meet. And I started working out and doing Shakeology and was able to lose weight and get off antidepressants for the first time in my life and be stable. Because of that, we've created a business where we're making 5 figures a week and we have freedom to do what we want. And that's my story. That's why I'm passionate about this, because this changed my life. And I think of where I was before, and I know there's so many people out there who are in the same place, and I want to connect with them. I want to show them that there's a hope and there's a way. And I'm very intentional about who I'm writing to when I write those posts, and I get emotional when I think about them, and I write as if they were sitting in front of me and I was trying to connect with that person. I'm not just making a post to make a post. And I think that this is what this is all about. If you're wanting to build on social media, you have to put your heart into it and be who you are. This leads to number 7, create a content plan. Now, I'm very, I like chess, just to kind of give you an insight into my personality. I like there to be a plan. And this is what I had to do when I first started building my business, because I'm like, I have no idea what to post on social media because I haven't done anything on social media. And so it helped me to create a content plan, and 3 parts to that content plan. And the first one is that I'm making posts that add value, right? And those posts that add value, my goal and my intention is that that is a post that the person who reads it will find value in that post and want to share it with their network, okay? That's my goal when I make a post to add value. My second kind of category of posts are posts where I'm connecting people to me because I'm sharing who I am and I'm being unapologetically authentic to who I am. I don't pretend to be the person who likes to get a 6-pack because that's just not my goal. And so I'm authentic to who I am, I share my story, I'm willing to be vulnerable with people because I know this is a vulnerable thing for people, to trust you, especially if your goal is, I need to meet new people. You have to be vulnerable first in an appropriate way, but you have to be vulnerable if they're going to be vulnerable and reach out to you. right? And send a complete stranger a message and say, I want to join your group. You know, I connect with you because of something that you posted. So that's kind of the second category. And then the third category is what I call to action post. Call to action posts are just when you're giving them an action. You're telling them what to do. So if you kind of, for me in my mind, I'm thinking of this as I'm adding value, I'm trying to expand my network, meet new people. I'm drawing those people into me so they connect with me because I'm sharing my story, and then I'm telling them, this is what you do. You join my challenge group, you message me, you like me, you join my, like this post, you join my fitness challenge group or my coach training group. I'm giving them an action, okay? But in all of this, you have to remember that the priority, well, I don't know if I would say priority, but the first most important part of it all is that you are adding value, okay? If you are coming to this and just saying, well guys, I have an amazing story, join my challenge group, and people are like, well, what's in it for me, right? They have to do it because they are like, well, this person, you know, is so open. They're constantly sharing the healthy meal plans that are working for them and their family. They're sharing their favorite self-tanner or, you know, whitening, teeth whitener, you know, whatever. Like, this is a person who adds value to my life. And so I wonder what her challenge groups are like. You know, I know if I were to join her coach training group that she would add a lot of value to my business, right? So I'm establishing trust by adding value. And for me, this is what it looks like. This is an example of a way that I was seeking to add value on social media. So I got on Pinterest. If I'm running dry on ideas, Pinterest is the best thing ever. Get on Pinterest, scroll through, do not scroll the news feed on Facebook because, like Trina said, you'll just get in a comparison game. There's no comparison game on Pinterest. Like, just get in there and you'll get ideas. So I was on there and I saw all of these posts about chia seeds, and I'm like, that's really valuable information. So I was using it myself and sprinkling it, you know, on my oatmeal or putting it in my Shakeology. And I had this idea, okay, well, you know, I need to talk to my challengers about chia seeds. I'm like, well, I'll just make a Facebook post about it. So I took a picture, a selfie of me holding up some chia seeds, and the post is just sharing information that I had gotten on the internet. Google is your best friend when you're a Beachbody coach, okay? So it's none of this stuff like, I don't have a fitness degree, I don't just know this stuff, it's on the internet. But I put it all in my wording, so people connected to me, and I put it all in one place so that I could add value. And I made that post, and you can't see it so well, but I believe it had like 38 shares. And that's because there was at least 38 people who looked at that post and said, that added value into my life, I'm gonna share it with my network because it will probably add value to their life. So that's, you know, let's say each person has 200, 300 friends on Facebook. That just introduced me to a lot of new people. You know, 38 times 300, 400 people on a low average. This is how I'm growing and meeting new people through social media, is seeking out creative, intentional posts that add value that I am hoping will get shared like that. I do not think that I would have had 38 shares if I had posted a generic photo right off of Pinterest that was like chia seeds and had the information. Make it personal too, for you. If it's a post that you're like, anybody could have written this, it's not a good post. It has to be from your heart and personal to you. And I will tell you, you are your brand. So get used to taking pictures of you. Like, I know, like, I'll tell you, that was hard for me because I'm like, well, I don't look like this and I've got a big nose, and I was so self-critical, and then I'm like, okay, I just have to learn angles, and I just have to learn how to take a good filter and post a picture of myself because I'm my brand, okay? So if I can get over myself, you guys can too. And then as far as sharing your story, I mean, I've kind of hounded into this already, but I just feel that's one of the great mistakes that new coaches make, is that they lead with the facts. I'm running a fitness challenge group, join my team, you know, or whatever, instead of saying why. Why are you running a fitness challenge group? Why do you care? Why are you a Beachbody coach? And so many people are like, well, I haven't had financial success. Okay, so why are you still here? There's a reason. There's a reason you showed up today. There's a reason you're a Beachbody coach. Share that, okay? Even if it's, I love the community. For me, I wasn't used to having friends. I love having a group of positive friends who I know support me. And I lead with that. And that means more to me than the paychecks. Like, I'll talk about the community and the friends that I've made and how nice it is to have people who have my back and who aren't like stabbing my back, but who support me. And I'll talk about that way more than that. Like, I don't share paychecks on social media because, I don't know, I just don't. But this is what I lead with, is why I'm doing this, okay? And then as far as call to action, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a better example of what this means. Someone, it's already been mentioned today, Wufoo, WUFOO.com, or there you can do Google Forms. But that's a way that you can give an action, a call to action in a post, is to say applications are due. So that's kind of the example right here from one of my coaches, Breezy Bitter. She made this post and said applications are due June 15th. Okay, so you knew there's something that you were called to action to do. This example right here, I just thought it was so cute. I'm going to read this to you. This is one of my coaches on my team. And she goes, excuse me, all right, my friends, here's the deal. November 10th, we start a group. You, me, and a few other committed peeps. We all commit to focusing on our health and fitness goals. We eat clean, we get a little exercise, we support one another, we get results, and we feel awesome. We enjoy Thanksgiving and all the yummy food. Next day, back to the plan. We don't wait until January to start working on our goals. We enjoy the holidays and be healthy, promise. Prove to yourself that you can do this. Message me if you're interested so we can discuss your options. So she's giving them an action at the end. Message me. But she did it in a cute, like, creative way. And notice she's in the photos. Like, she's not just posting the containers and the bag of Shakeology and saying, hey guys, I'm running a 21-day fitness challenge group and I'm gonna keep you accountable through the holidays. Message me if you're interested. Like, one is successful, one is not, you know, so that is a big clue if we're saying success leaves clues, right? My 9th tip for you guys, or number 8, I'm sorry, is to do Facebook events. I don't know if you guys do this, but this is working really well for me and for my team. Facebook events are what you guys all clicked to say you were joining to come here. So there was a Facebook event for this event on Facebook, and you had to click that you were yes, going to come, no, maybe, right? You can do the same thing for your fitness challenge groups or the same thing for your coach training groups. And then the reason why I love this is people, like, it pops up on their newsfeed if they click that they're going. And I've had so many people reach out to me and say, hey, so my friend saw that I'm going to your fitness challenge group and that I'm gonna do that, and she's messaging me asking if she can join. And I'm like, yes, she can join. Do you wanna sign up as a coach? And she can order through you. Okay, so simple, so easy. And the other thing too with this is, or I'll just have people message me and say, you know, I saw my friend is going to that. Is that something I could do too? You know, it just like expands like your business and ways to find new people. So Facebook events have been really powerful. And I encourage you to kind of check that out and learn about that. One second. I had to make sure I didn't slur it because that would be really amplified. Okay. The other thing that I want to share with you guys is that you've got to be positive. on social media. If you're building a business, you're gonna lose all respect if you try to get in a political debate on social media. And it sounds like obvious, but yet I still see coaches doing it. You can't complain. This is not the place for you to vent, complain, or be negative. And the passive aggressive posts have got to stop. You can't do like, oh, I hate it when people do this. It's like, if you have a problem, go talk to the person. Don't make a Facebook post about it, okay? But here's the thing with that, because I get people who are like, well, I don't want to be like, act like everything's perfect all the time. I don't want to be, lie about things. I'm like, yeah, don't. But here's the difference, is that if you share how you overcome something and how you're working through things, and you're still being honest and sharing with them, I'm struggling with this and this is what I'm doing about it. That's different. That is different. Here's an example of a post that I made, and I was kind of struggling. Like, I was struggling that day. I just remember waking up and being like, I have no motivation today to do anything. And I was like, okay, so what am I gonna do about it? And I just feel like we always have a choice. In everything we have a choice. And I knew I can make a choice and go on a downward spiral, or I can make a choice and go up. So what am I gonna do about it? And I'm not gonna, I'm gonna open the windows. I'm gonna turn some music on. I'm gonna go work out. Like, I know that I am capable of making choices and that I am responsible for my own life. And so what choices am I making? And so I shared this post later that day when I was in a good place. And I said, guys, this is where I'm at. This is kind of the struggles I've been having lately, and this is what I'm doing about it. And so based on that, here's some tips that I can share with you guys for if you're lacking motivation. This is what you do. You know what's cool about that? Is that post got shared 45 times. Because obviously other people saw value in it too. I was still adding value, and I was sharing my story, but I wasn't complaining, okay? But I was still sharing who I am. And that kind of leads to my last point in my 10 points, is that you've got to be you. It's okay to be different. I want all of your posts to show your personality in there. So does anybody walk around all day long thinking about health and fitness? Do you walk around being a Beachbody billboard and saying, like, wearing a Shakeology shirt and being like, Shakeology, Shakeology, guess what? I'm a Shakeology girl. Like, that's not real. That's not authentic. That's not reality. So don't portray that on social media. If every single one of your posts are about fitness and health and nutrition, you have just alienated your audience because they can't relate to that. I don't relate to that. Even Trina Gray, who is really, the health and fitness mecca, I will just say that because she loves training and that, she's not gonna relate to that. There's nobody who relates to that. So you've got to share things unrelated to Beachbody, okay? That's part of your content plan. So for me, with my target audience, I'm thinking of my target audience, I'm thinking of my niche market, and I like shoes. I do not like shopping, but I love shoes, okay? And I love a good deal. So for me to say, well, yeah, I found these shoes and they were $15, best deal ever, I'm gonna post about that, and that's gonna be content in something that my target audience is gonna relate to, okay? I do not think it's a smart idea, and this is where you get to decide what works for you. I'm gonna tell you, don't ever use one of Beachbody's stock images. And that might sting for some people, or they may think, I don't know how I feel about that. That's how I feel, because who connects with that? That's not you. Personalize it, personalize everything, but don't be a Beachbody billboard, okay? That's not your job. And with that, your job is to not be the shake lady. You're not supposed to be the shake lady, okay? You are the shake lady if you're making a post that says, I love my Shakeology, buy here. Don't ever post your website on social media. That is something you give in a private message after you've breadcrumbed the information to your prospect and the person interested, and you've connected with them. But don't ever, ever, ever. I just don't think that there's a scenario that I've ever come across where I think it's a good idea to post your website just in a post. I just don't think it comes across the way it's intended. And I know we can have the best of intentions and we don't realize that. So I just get to be blunt and tell you that I don't feel it comes across in the way that I know that you want. I also feel it's not the best idea to just post a picture of Shakeology, like the box or just the shaker cup. I feel it's much better to personalize it. These are good examples of Shakeology posts. Some of them you may recognize. Caleb Thomas made one, and he goes, "It finally came. I'm heartbroken I wasn't there to give a hug to the UPS guy." You know, that's the thing. Like, it's engaging, it's personal, and it's entertaining, right? And it's a good post. I thought this was such a great post, and you can't read it, so I'm going to read it to you. But this is from another one of my coaches, and it's this post over here on the right. She goes, "So it's 11:30 p.m. and I was totally jonesing for Snickers, literally how I was feeling. I had two options. One, drive to the convenience store and get a treat, or two, sneak into my kitchen and make a chocolate shake. It doesn't take a brainiac to figure out which option I chose. Whipped a delicious PB banana chocolate shake, jam-packed with superfoods. Not only was it delish, but I won't feel guilty about it in the morning. High five. Yay for healthy late night snack options." And I just thought that was so cute. I thought it was so creative. And that's a great example of making a Shakeology post without being the shake lady, okay? Because you're just sharing what works for you, but your job is not to do the typical standard business advertising techniques. It just doesn't work. Just be you and be authentic, and realize that if you share your personality, I think these two girls do a great example of Bonnie's up there with her hair is a mess, being like, "I just woke up and I'm going to work, and this is me going to work." And it's like, you relate to that. It's like, okay, that's personal. It's so much better instead of being like, "Hey guys, I'm a Beachbody coach. You should join my team. Click here to join." That there's the difference there. This is my coach, Keisha, and she's making a post about how, I'm just here in my flannel, cooking up a dish of whatever's in my refrigerator, and my monthly wine delivery just got delivered to my door. I'm a happy girl. That's she's relating to the people who are just like her, but it's showing your personality. And this is something I feel very, very strongly about, because if you are authentic to who you are, there's a great power in being willing to share your authentic self. Because when you realize that there's not a single person who has walked this earth who has your unique combination of gifts and skills. We do this personality quizzes and gems and things like that, and we want to fit people into these 4 different compartments, and the reality is that there's nobody who's just like you. Even if they have similar characteristics, they're not like you. They've never had the same experiences that you've had. They don't think the way that you think. And what I'm getting at with that is that it's time for you to be you on social media and not apologize for it. Just be unapologetically who you are and share that, because as you do, you give permission for others to do the same, and they feel safe with you because they know who you are. They connect with you. They know, I can message this girl and tell her I'm 50 pounds overweight and she's gonna get me. She's gonna get me. And I'm telling you that when you do that and you do these 10 things where you're willing to be public, share who you are, be your own brand, use your face on social media, make your list of names and engage with those people. Be aware of who you're talking to, what your brand is, craft your story, be intentional with your posts so that you have that content plan. Take advantage of event pages, be positive and be authentic to yourself. The power in all of that that is that you're gonna connect with people that nobody else can. And I feel very strongly that everyone is a coach for a reason. That if you quit, that there's people that will never learn their potential, that will never do this. It doesn't matter how many, Trina Grays or Jatana Jacksons or, Nikki Johnsons there are in the world. We need you, because there's nobody else like you. And all this is training you to show you how to just be yourself and come across the way that you intend to, because I know that you have good hearts, and I know that you want to just help people, and I promise that this works. And it may sound really simple and silly, but last night I looked through my PS Coach page, with my personally sponsored coaches, and with that I was interested because I've been doing this for 3 years now, tomorrow, and I have 125 coaches who are still active right now at this point, and I'm looking through, and there's only 22 of those that I knew before Beachbody, and everybody else I met through social media, and of that 22, one is my mom and one is my brother. So I'll tell you that you can meet people online, and you can grow this, but it's going to happen by just talking to people, being who you are, and connecting with them on a personal basis, and it will work. So thank you.